So there was no security on this.
Which meant
That the particular case, what I was zeroing in on was any type of a delete or even any type of a purge.
this line simply jumped computer. But Olson and Hackett found other purge commands as well. With co-workers shortly before leaving.
There was conflict that
On the down server, they found those lines intact in Kingston.
I think that there was a point in time when he was actually prepared to say, I found it, and I'll...
Hi folks, YouTube community, this is me, Tall and Lighty again. Just wanted to come back and do another video. This is my second video of the new year. Again, for those that are actually able, or this is your first time seeing me in the new year, Happy New Year. I hope that your family is safe and happy, and you know that everybody is happy and healthy and wanting to do bigger and better things and great things. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get that out the way. I actually wanted to do a video because there was actually something that I wanted to talk to you people about, or you guys about, and it was actually something that I feel that is quite profound. And it has something to do with, for the most part, that you really teach people how to treat you. You know, in this year, actually, you know, I'm trying to I want to do things a bit different this year. I actually want to do videos that are a bit more, I wouldn't say that, you know, that is just, I want to do videos that are, for the most part, it's like having to do with everyday life. You know what I mean? Again, injecting some biblical wisdom in there and just kind of just presenting it out there to you in a way that actually makes sense. And basically, that's pretty much the format or the flavor, if you will. That's my word these days, is flavor. But that's pretty much the way that I actually want to do things this year as far as my videos go, because I don't want it to actually have to follow the same pattern, you know, and the same talking points and such like that. I kind of want to inject something a little bit more different. But this video actually was inspired by a conversation that I actually had with my coworker one day when we was actually sitting in our desk. You know, we was actually kind of doing some work or what have you. And basically, you know, she was talking about, for the most part, how hard it is to get respect. And basically, in order to get respect, you actually have to teach people on how to treat you. And see, she's one of those type of people that is a very classy lady. She's, you know, and the issue is that she carries herself with grace. And basically, whenever you approach her, you know, you have to make sure that you have your stuff in order. Again, she's not a very high-minded person. You know, she just knows the type of person that she is, and that she knows the way that she would like to be treated. And my thing is that I can always actually get behind that. You know, I'm all about, again, respect. You know, you don't disrespect me, I won't disrespect you, you know, that sort of thing. And that's something that I actually want to keep going, because again, it's very important that we always put forth the best version of ourselves. You know, we're always talking about we want to be respected, we won't tolerate disrespect, but it's funny that sometimes the way that we behave, you know, and the way that we act, it's like the complete opposite of what we're saying. And my main thing, again, is that with the purpose of this video, I just wanted to kind of reiterate the importance of actually, again, putting the best version of yourself forward. One thing that I've actually learned too is that, you know, a lot of people actually say that, you know, people don't give them respect and this, that, and the other. And the thing about it, again, is that when I meet people for the very first time, whether it be through social media or, you know, out, you know, in society, away from YouTube and everything like that, you know, I want to make sure that people know how to treat me. And one thing about it is that with people these days, they will try you. They will try you on every type of way that they can to see how far they can go with you, what you will allow and what you won't allow. And the main thing that we have to understand is that people will push that envelope. They'll keep pushing that envelope to the point where they'll see just how much you'll take, just how much you'll laugh, just how much you'll kiki and ha-ha, and go far as before you actually say, you know what, enough is enough. And my thing is that, you know, I'm not saying that I'm actually to the point where I can't let my hair down, so to speak, and actually just be, in a joking mood, and just kind of be a bit jovial. But see, one thing about it is that with me, I know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. Because when it's time to get down and handle business, okay, we need to do that. All that playing and all of that other type of stuff, it's going to have to go, out the window, and we're going to just have to really, again, get serious about whatever it is that we're, talking about. And see, a lot of people, they don't know how far to go with that or when to stop it, because again, we're so wanting to be liked by people that we'll go along with everything that they say and do, and then even when they, to the point where they even really disrespect us, we'll still kiki and haha, even though it has us feeling some sort of kind of way. And see, with me, what I'm trying to do is that, if something is bothering me, or if there's something that I don't understand, or there's something that I need to really, let you know and set you straight about, I'm going to do that right then and there. And the thing, and the sad part about it is that, it's cost me friendships. It's cost me a whole lot of stuff as far as, those type of situations. But one thing that you have to understand is that you have to be true to yourself. You have to be, because again, we're talking about you. Your self-respect is at stake here. And a lot of times, I've been classified with some people as being, you're always serious, you never want to joke around and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, well, I have nothing against you want to joke around. But I'd be quick to tell folks, there's a time and place for everything. There's nothing wrong with, we want to have little lighthearted conversations and such. But again, with me, I know how far to take it. And see, the thing about it is that, again, I will tell you how far to take it with me. And see, that's me teaching you how to treat me. Because again, I'm not going to sit up there and disrespect you. If I'm in a conversation with someone and I feel that I'm entering to an area that I feel that is kind of making them feel some kind of a way or something like that, I will actually pause and actually ask them, hey, are you okay? Is this uncomfortable? Do you want to change the subject? This, that, and the other. Because my thing about it is that I'm always putting myself in the other person's shoes. A lot of people these days, they don't do it like that. They keep going on and on and on and on. And the thing about it again is that when there's no boundaries that are set, next thing you know, somebody's feelings have gotten hurt, and then somebody else feels that they've been disrespected. And again, I've been in those roles before when I was a lot younger. As you grow up, you begin to really understand the art of thoughtful and meaningful communication. You pretty much know the sensitive points of different people. Everybody have different sensitive spots. Some people may be more sensitive to things than others. You pretty much know what they are by learning people. And see, one thing about it again is that, I always tell people you cannot be afraid of learning people, because again, that's how you grow. That's how your communication grows. That's how, you grow as an individual. You learn people, you communicate with people, you get better at it. Or at least that's what you're supposed to be, or you're supposed to do. And a lot of times what I found is that with me personally, with me communicating, sometimes I'm so careful not to offend or anything like that, that I end up offending anyway. Because again, I'm just trying to say the exact thing, the right thing. And the thing about it is that it ended up costing me later on in the conversation anyway, because I end up, putting my foot in my mouth, even though that's not what I intentionally meant to do. But I'm learning every day, by and by, with different people, who I communicate with off and on, that, there's some things that, again, I can communicate a lot, and do a lot better communications with than others. And, there's some things that, that I can just say, you know what, I'm going to remain the same. We're going to communicate like this. This is what works with us. And like I said, there's just some things again that as a young man, I won't tolerate, and the thing about it again is that I have the right to set boundaries on, how far I will allow someone to go with me as far as when I feel like I'm being disrespected. Again, with my current place of employment and everything like that, I'm not, it's not a bad place. I thank God for having a job, but it's a lot of things that's going on. And basically my thing is that, people think that you're stupid just because you don't say anything. And see, I'm the type of person that I've learned through my many years that, you don't really let everybody know what you know. I pretty much consider myself to kind of, play dumb, even though I'm well aware of what's going on, and the thing about it again is that it bothers me sometimes when I really want to and kind of really want to ring in and put my foot in somebody's behind to let them know that, hey, I see what you're doing. You're not getting away with anything, at least not with me. I see you. These four eyes, they see what you're doing. But I'm learning by and by every day that, wise people, again, and again, it's an everyday process. It's an everyday work with trying to become a better version of yourself. I'm learning every day that, again, it's okay, to really to have the thoughts, to really think before you speak. And again, through that, and again, I know this is a common skill, but again, it's a learned skill that, again, it takes a lifetime, to really understand what that means. And sometimes, I may find myself actually revealing some things that I may not really want other folks to know. But again, I'm still working on being a better version of me. But moving along, there's just some things, again, that I know that God sees and that he's going to take care of it. He's going to take care of me, and the thing about it is that because of that, I don't have to say everything that I know. And the issue is that with some people, they want you to keep talking and talking because they want to really figure you out. And see, I'm the type of person that I don't want anybody to figure me out at all. I want them to think that I'm simple, that I don't know anything, and for the most part, I'm clueless about what's going on around me. But every day, before I get up and go to work, I always, have the prayer, or say the prayer, Lord, don't let nothing slip up on me. Let me be aware of everything that's going on around me. And so far, he has been doing just that. That's one thing I can say is that God, is a prayer answering God. And one thing about it, again, is that, it is he that has provided me a place of employment. And the thing about it is that before anything happens, he'll let me know and give me, warnings about what's going on so I can be able to take the necessary precautions to protect myself, both personally and professionally. But like I say, even in the midst of that, and, talking and getting to socialize with different people at my job and everything like that, I make sure that, again, that, I hold adequate conversations. I get to know people and this, that, and the other. And when I feel that someone is actually getting out of line, I give them a certain look. It's one of those looks it's like as if to say, no, we're not doing that. You can do that with somebody else, but we're not doing that here, And I think they quickly pick up on that and they pretty much kind of readjust and correct themselves, because again, I'm not saying that I'm all that important to this, that, and the other, but one thing about it again is that when I feel that I'm worthy of respect, you are going to respect me. I respect you and I expect the same thing in return. Now, if you can't give me that respect, then we don't really need to be communicating. And it's just that simple. Like I say, this year, again, I want to, just kind of, again, put forth a better version of myself. And I encourage you, whoever's listening to the video, to do the same thing, put forth the best version of yourself possible. Because one thing about it, again, is that people these days, a lot of them, they don't think. They don't think. And they figure that the same communication that they have with their homeboys and all this out and the other, they can use that to, further them throughout life when they're talking to different people. And one thing about it again is that you can't talk to people just like you talk to your fellows on the block. Number one, I don't hang around you 24/7, so I don't know what you do. I really don't care how you speak around others, but when you talk to me, you're going to talk to me like you got some common sense. Because again, I respect you enough to speak to you in the utmost respect. Again, it's common knowledge to me these days, but it's like sometimes the way that people are being raised these days, or the way that these young folks are being released out in society, you have to wonder, what type of home training did you get? Did your parents even teach you the basics of communication? I mean, respect? Because a lot of them, I sit up there and see how they communicate and how they talk back and forth and how they even carry on amongst mature people, and I'm like, my God, I don't understand. If their parents are here or if they're in the presence, I would think that they would be quite embarrassed. I know I would be. No respect, using 4-letter words. And I mean, and just, and don't look, I mean, it's like they're unkept. They don't have no pride in their appearance. This is what is going on. This is what society is coming to. This is today's young folks. And the thing about it, again, it's not necessarily the young folks too. It's just that it's the way society is in general. It's like it's going downhill. And it's like you don't really find too many people that are all about wanting to put forth their best efforts to be the best versions of themselves. It's like they're going along with whatever is easiest just because it's the end thing. And again, I'm not with the end thing. I've never been with the end thing. Well, maybe once in a while when I was younger and didn't know any better, but I'm all about just sticking out. And it's okay to be different. I don't care. That's where I would prefer to be, because again, I don't want to be like the common person, but we just have to make sure that, our communication, that it's clear and that it's respectable. Because again, a lot of times these days, I'm not saying that my communication is always quote unquote professional 24/7. No, I have different versions of me. I have the work version where I'm all prissy and proper and all this other type of stuff. And once I leave from work at 4:30, okay, I need to take care of all of that and leave it at the office. And now I can mellow out and just be me. Okay, and it's not anything disrespectful. It's just that I have a different dialect, if you will. You have that office professional voice, and then when I'm around my folks, we talk in our little way of our little slang, and we get along and, just fine in that regards. But again, I know how to switch it off and switch it on. It's just, that's how I roll. But again, I don't want to keep this video going too much longer, but my main thing is that out of everything that you do, always make sure that you put forth the best version of yourself, because people are looking at you, people are watching you, and people are just waiting for you to slip. And they're waiting to you for, to say, hey, I knew that they were this type of way the whole time, this, that, and the other. I don't want that to be said about me, but and again, I cannot help or really control how somebody else feel about me. The only thing I can do is, again, put forth and be the best version of me as possible. So again, I hope somebody got something out of this video. I know it seemed like I was rambling or what have you, but again, more videos coming soon, and you all be blessed. All right, talk to you later. Bye bye.